Welcome back to my channel. Warriena Wright was a vibrant young lady. She was 26 years old and from New Zealand. She was raised by her mother. She had always been a fighter and had a strong mindset. She loved her family and friends. Having grown up in Lower Hutt, Wellington, she attended a Seventh-day Adventist church where her Philippines-born mother was a deacon. Currently she was working for KiwiBank and was living with her younger sister. Having flown to Queensland for a friend's wedding, they knew Warriena spent 3 nights at the wedding resort. They knew there was one night at an inner Brisbane motel and time spent with friends, before booking into the Crown Plaza at Surfers Paradise the following day. 4 of her 10 nights in the country couldn't be accounted for though, nor her companions during that period. Normally that wouldn't have been an issue. She wasn't the first young, independent woman to travel on her own. On her second night on the Gold Coast, Warriena decided to head out. After several days swapping messages on dating app Tinder, she chose to meet up with a stranger who had told her he wanted to do dirty things to her. Asked if she could be a freak in the sheets. They met in Cavill Mall about 8:40 p.m. They hugged and walked into Surfers Beer Garden before strolling back out a few minutes later. They stopped by a bottle shop to pick up what looked like a 6-pack of alcohol. Then, about 8:50 p.m., CCTV footage captured the pair walking into the Avalon Apartments where the man lived. Maybe it was her adventurous spirit. Maybe she didn't want to spend another night on her own. All that is certain is that hooking up with Gable Tosti would have far greater consequences, for both of them than anything Warriena had done on her holiday until that point. In the early morning, tape recordings were made by Gable Tosti where Warriena tells him that she will break his jaw. They are heard fighting and arguing for several hours. Both of them had been drinking and were intoxicated. She accuses him of hiding her phone as she cannot find it. He tells her that she should be happy that he hadn't thrown her off the balcony just yet. She screams no several times and seems to be in a horrific state. It's horrible to hear. At one point he locks her outside on the balcony and in the next moment there's a loud bang as she falls to her death. In a possible sign towards a more vulnerable woman, the court was told she had several old scars on her wrists and thighs that had been self-inflicted. Having flown to Brisbane for the murder trial, what was being revealed in the courtroom clearly took a toll on Warriena's family. After attending on the opening days, both her mother and sister were rarely sighted as the trial progressed. The image of Mirzabeth sobbing into her hands as the prosecution described how her daughter fell. The judge's subsequent decision to release audio to the media of Warriena's desperate cries of no as she was locked out of Tosti's apartment also infuriated the family and saw her mother increasingly isolate herself from the courtroom. "When this is over, I will go back to New Zealand," she said last week. "I want to be left alone, no matter how this goes, I just want to go home." Gable Tosti is found not guilty over death of Warriena Wright. Less than 3 months earlier, the same woman had posted a selfie on her Facebook page wearing a beaming smile. Friends rushed to comment about how great she looked. "I'm getting there," she replied. "Trying to be happy." As she now tries to come to terms with the result of the court case, that smile must seem a lifetime ago.